So, it's that time of year again, by which I mean it's the end of the year again. You know, that time of year when people like to look back on everything that's happened until now and think about stuff. The time of year that's perfect for making numbered lists of things that we did this year. Or, in this case, lists of games that I played this year. So here are my top 10 games of 2020. Number 10. Florence. Despite being more of an interactive comic than what some would call a full-fledged video game, Florence combines beautiful music and charming artwork with perfectly matched game mechanics to tell a simple story in a powerful way. It's an incredibly short little game, but takes full advantage of every page and minigame to involve you in the little slices of life it portrays. Whether you're piecing together an awkward conversation or finding new reasons to chase your passions, Florence will make you feel every interaction physically and emotionally through its perfect integration of game mechanics as storytelling. After allowing myself to be drawn into the story, Florence delivered some of the most powerful moments in a game I've experienced this year. Number 9. Ultimate Chicken Horse. Ultimate Chicken Horse is a great party game. Play as various animals and be the first to reach the flag. Build on the level so that you can reach the end, but your opponents can't. A simple concept, executed well, Ultimate Chicken Horse is a solid party game that almost anyone can enjoy. Friends who are good at platforming can test their skills, while friends who aren't good at platforming can also test those friends' skills by aiming to make each level as hard as physically possible. The cute dancing animals keep the atmosphere funny and friendly, while the spike traps and flamethrowers provide enough danger to keep everyone on their toes. Number 8. Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. I was not sure how I'd feel about this game when I first got it. Breath of the Wild was an awesome game, but its story left a lot to be desired. On top of that, Age of Calamity introduces time travel in its first cutscene, which put its status as a true prequel into question. Both of these factors, however, led me to approaching this game with a fairly open mind. I figured, as long as it was fun, I didn't care too much where the story went. And I'm happy to report that it was both a fun game and had a story that made me care about it. Age of Calamity takes full advantage of its unique cast of characters and makes every single one feel unique to play, even characters who you'd expect to be similar. And the story not only does a good job of expanding on Zelda's struggle to uncover her powers, but allows for a number of character interactions that we'd never have seen otherwise, many of which were huge highlights to me through the game. Number 7. Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 was a game I'd heard about repeatedly in passing, so when I found it on sale one day, I decided to take the plunge and see for myself what all the talk was about. And I have to say, I enjoyed it a lot. Titanfall 2's campaign tells the story of Jack Cooper and BT-7274, a soldier and robot who are put together by circumstance and through fire and brimstone come to trust each other as pilot and Titan. It's an engaging story with some fantastic set pieces and a good balance of fast mobile shooting as a pilot and heavy, more tactical gameplay as a Titan. Jack and BT play off of each other well, and you really start to feel the bond they forge through the course of the story. Number 6. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is a perfect sequel to its previous game. Moon Studios has not only expanded on the beautiful world and music they've created, but also in how Ori interacts with the world and combats their enemies. New side characters help Ori rebuild a village to call home, and the updated combat adds new powers and allows for full-on boss fights to occur. The dramatic chase sequences make their returns as well, and they continue to be thrilling tests of skill as you navigate your way out of and away from all kinds of fantastical hazards. The story takes Ori to many unique locations, each with their own hazards and puzzles, and takes me for a ride through its dramatic twists and highlights. Number 5. Animal Crossing: New Horizons. I played this game far too much this year. Animal Crossing: New Horizons was my introduction to the series and made quite the first impression. Having my own little community that I could build up, and a house to decorate and expand on, is just a really nice time. Collecting fossils and bugs and fish and putting them on display in the museum is pleasant and brought something to look forward to with each new month. The monthly events were things that happened, I undoubtedly enjoyed New Horizons, but this game is a real showcase of several tiny cuts bringing down an overall pleasant experience. Shallow villager personalities, cumbersome terraforming, a serious lack of multiplayer activities, and handfuls of other things. While the game as a whole is good, several key elements lack the efficiency or interactivity that would turn this from a good game into a really great one. Number 4. Dauntless. It's free-to-play Monster Hunter. At least that's how I've been trying to sell it to my friends. Now, I haven't played an official Monster Hunter game in quite some time, but to me, Dauntless meets the same gameplay loop of hunting monsters to collect materials, to craft better gear, to hunt stronger monsters, to get better materials, to craft even stronger gear, and so on. Dauntless takes place in a world that was shattered into pieces by a cataclysmic event that also started spawning giant monsters called behemoths. You create your own slayer and take on hunts to track down and slay various behemoths, ranging from giant insects to electric lizards to owlbears and many more. The monster designs are all unique and striking, and while the models get reused, every fight is a very different experience. On top of great monster variety, Dauntless brings with it a sizable array of weapons to choose from. From swords and spears to guns and gauntlets, Dauntless offers good variety when it comes to how you want to tackle any given fight. And the cells system gives you even finer control over how your slayer plays. Few things can beat the satisfaction of working hard to complete a build and getting the drop on a behemoth that used to give you trouble. Number 3. Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, and Halo 3. That's right, for spot number 3, I'm putting all 3 of these games, otherwise Halo would probably take up an entire third of this list. I can't really think of anything to say that hasn't already been said about Halo 100 times over. The story is pretty cool, the music is amazing, the gameplay is always a good time, and the graphics are... Okay, well, the graphics are dated, but the art, world, and character design still stand the test of time. The first Halo was a huge part of my childhood, so getting to replay it through the Master Chief Collection was an absolute dream come true. The campaigns follow Master Chief, Cortana, and eventually the Arbiter on a near galaxy-spanning mission to save the universe from either being cleared of life by the Halo rings or consumed entirely by the Flood. And despite basically repeating the same story beats 3 times over, Bungie somehow made them new and exciting every single time. Number 2. Into the Breach. Into the Breach is a turn-based tactical roguelite game where your goal for each mission is to stop waves of giant bugs known as the Vex from destroying nearby cities. Every turn the Vex will spawn and broadcast where they will attack next. Your goal is to displace or kill them to minimize the damage they can do. As you complete missions, you're given upgrades along the way to grant your mechs new abilities or to augment the ones they already have. And while some playthroughs will leave you feeling powerful, the game never feels trivial. Just when you think you've got this run in the bag, the Vex will find a way to lock you into a situation where you're forced to make some tough choices. On top of being an engaging tactical experience, Into the Breach is a highly replayable game. The upgrades you pick up between missions and side objectives offered bring good variety to every run. Additionally, the 8 unique mech squads you can start with each considerably change the way you need to play. While it can take a while to get started, Into the Breach offers a unique and satisfying gameplay experience that is enjoyable through and through. Number 1. Hades. If you were following the gaming conversations between about August to October, you probably already know what I have to say about this game. Hades takes the top spot on my list and is the newest game released by indie superstars Supergiant Games. You play as Zagreus, the son of Hades, and your goal is to escape the underworld with nothing but your chosen weapon, flaming hot feet, and the powers granted to you by your various godly relatives. It combines tight hack-and-slash gameplay with gorgeous art, a heart-pumping soundtrack, and an astonishing amount of high-quality voice acting to create an awesome video game that I simply could not put down for months. Every character, from the gods to the dogs to the bosses, is so wonderfully brought to life through their art and performance, and it is astounding how much work is packed into this $30 game. And there you have it. Those are the top 10 games that I played in the year 2020. The rankings were based mostly on how well each game held my attention for how long, how often I thought about the game after I'd put it down. and just the overall enjoyment I pulled from each one. If I looked at them more critically, more analytically, they would probably move around. Animal Crossing would likely have been much farther down the list, but I played that game so much this year and enjoyed it quite a bit despite all its faults. If you happen to stumble upon this video just by chance, leave a comment, let me know what you thought. I don't upload regularly in regards to scheduling or content, because this is just kind of a background hobby of mine. But if for some reason you'd be interested in seeing more, let me know. But either way, it's nice to know if other people are even seeing this stuff. Happy New Year!